Welcome everybody. We're going to talk about what it takes to trade successfully, using the strategy, but also just kind of in general. Okay, so in the spirit of tips for success, we're going to be talking firstly about Pip goals. So number one, Pip goals. Okay, so what do I mean by Pip goals? Well, we recommend that you set a Pip goal between 50 to 100 pips a day. So I'm just going to go ahead and write over here 50, no, it's not 50 to 100 pips per day. Okay, that is a very reasonable pip goal for you guys. That way, when you go into the market, you have an idea of what you're shooting for. If you guys are up, 125 pips for the night, and you're not even in London session yet, maybe you guys should call it a night, be happy with your profits, and head to bed. Right? That's what I'm trying to say. Obviously, if there are good setups, you don't have to stop trading just because you've been trading well, right? But if you're already at the range for your pip goal, maybe you only take confirmed entries. Maybe you don't take any aggressive subpar trades because you don't have to because you're already at your pip goal, so you kind of keep that in mind when you're considering what trades you want to enter, right? Stuff like that. So just having a general goal to be trading for instead of just kind of blindly just trading everything you possibly can will really help with your success, especially with a method like this where there are so many opportunities. Now, with that being said, though, the second tip that we have for you guys that's going to be very important is persistence, and consistency. Okay, so persistence and consistency. And this is more of a psychology topic, which is beyond the scope of this course. Trading psychology. It's the most important lesson you will have to learn to be a successful trader. But here's the thing about persistence and consistency. I'll have nights where I'm trading the strategy and I'll open the night up with like 4 losses in a row. Okay, and 4 losses in a row on the pairs that I personally trade. I trade some of the most volatile pairs of all of Forex. In fact, I trade the most volatile pair in all of Forex. So, a couple losses on that, and all of a sudden, I can be down 100 pips, starting my night off. And that's a lot of pips, guys. Like, that's, if you're trading any kind of respectable lot, like that's a lot of money. So I have to have the mental strength to trade through that and understand that, I have a certain win ratio to expect, and I trade with very good risk to reward for a reason, right? And I know that I'm going to have losing trades, and I accept that I'm going to have losing trades, and it can't bother me just because I have some losing trades, because I know that I should win 70 to 80% of all of my trades, right? But if you take 100 trades and you win 80% of those, you could still lose 20 in a row. And if you lose 20 in a row, are you going to be able to bounce back from that? And for a lot of you guys, the answer is going to be no at the beginning. You're going to take 2 to 3 losses in a row, and then when the next setup presents itself an hour later, you're going to be scared to take the entry. And then what's going to happen is you're going to miss out on all of the profits that you should have had that night because you only took the losing trades. And then you're going to go beat yourself up because you're like, man, like, had I just taken that trade, it would have wiped out all those losers and I'd have been fine. And that cycle is going to just repeat itself. So one of the most important aspects of intraday trading is that you take the setups consistently regardless of your emotions, right? So we've talked about this before. You need to consistently apply the rules, okay? And if you don't consistently apply the rules, you will never consistently make money. I promise you guys, the second that you stop trading just because you're scared you're going to lose the next trade, that's when you start to have losing nights, okay? Because the way the market works is it will whipsaw you a couple times and then it will just go. If you just trade through the whipsaw and then sit through the part where the market moves to your target, well, you guys can guess the result. So the takeaway is that you have to trade through losing trades, keep trading, and every time you see a valid entry based on the rules, you need to take the entry, okay? So it's about consistently applying the rules that we've set forth for you guys on how to enter and exit your trades. And if you follow those rules consistently, right, you will be a highly profitable trader, okay? And if you master the things that we are teaching you guys, your lives and your family's lives will never be the same. Now, the third major tip that we have for you guys, and these are just things that we lightly are touching on here because for the most part they're outside the scope of this course, but it's going to be related to news events. So don't trade high impact news, okay? Don't trade. And I feel like I need to capitalize this because I know that no one's going to listen to me, and I'm going to make it red because I know that no one's going to listen to me if they're a beginner. Okay, guys, high impact news, those big candles that you see on the chart, those are relatively low probability trades, especially for the beginners who don't understand fundamental analysis well enough to be taking educated trades, right? Higher probability trades based on some kind of analytical tool, right? They're just guessing and praying and hoping and gambling, in which case there's a casino, I'm sure, within a few hours of anyone in the course, and I recommend you go there instead, okay? So the other thing is that the issue with trading high impact news is that if the news is volatile enough, it won't trigger your stop loss where your stop loss is at. It will only trigger your stop loss at the point that price registers after the volatile move, which could be 50 to 60 points past your stop loss. So at the beginning, especially because you're trading the lower time frames, you don't want to be in that situation. And to be honest, guys, a lot of the times news will go completely against the direction of what you think the market is currently moving in. So if everything looks like it's bullish, news can come in and just completely reverse the market out of nowhere. Now, that's not to say that news doesn't follow technical analysis, because it does, but it's not following the technical analysis of the time frame that you are trading. It's following the technical analysis of a much higher time frame. And the topic of news following technical analysis is much more complex than that. It requires a lot of different factors, and it's not something that you guys can implement in your trading intraday. So you need to avoid high impact news. You will lose a lot of trades if you try to trade the high impact news. You're going to lose trades for no reason, and you will lose most of them, okay? So just don't trade high impact news. I know all the beginners want to catch that big move, that one trade that changes their life. Please take my advice. It's about consistently winning these smaller trades. It's not about catching a big trade. All right, and the fourth major tip I have for you guys is, so tip number 4, and this can go back normal color here. All right, use the community and use us. All right, we started Noble Entrepreneur World as an organization for people to come together, like-minded people to come together and make money together, and connect with others and change lives. Like, that's the goal, right? And the business model is set up the way it is so that everybody can be a part of it, right? And it's set up for you guys to work together, for us all to work together. It's not a journey that anyone should have to take individually, because we had to take the journey individually, and it was unbelievably hard, okay? Unbelievably hard. And that's not what we want for you guys. So when you guys are practicing this and you're trying to get it down and you're learning and you're taking your trades each day, guys, post your charts, post your analysis in the community Telegram and send it to us, and and talk to others and build relationships in the group and trade with these guys. Communicate with them, talk Forex, right? These guys are all going on the same journey that you guys are, trying to become profitable in the Forex market. And you guys have us, and we've already gone through the journey, right? So use us, use the community, use the Noble Entrepreneur World platform to help you get to the point of profitably trading the Forex market consistently, because I promise you guys, The reward of being able to do that will outweigh the reward of any other endeavor that you have ever embarked on. Okay, so these are the tips for success for this method. Guys, go back through the videos as many times as you need to until it makes sense. You need to watch each video 5 times, watch each video 8 times so that it fully sinks in. The steps aren't complicated, they're very simple. The entries are very simple. All it takes is just a little bit of practice, guys. Hop in the charts. Watching us do it isn't going to help you do it. You need to practice yourself, hop in the charts, and see for yourself how these trades work out. Only then will you be able to trade profitably in the live market. We hope that this course brought you a lot of value, and we look forward to seeing you guys in the community.